Hi guys, I'm Dr. Jenny White, a dentist in Sarasota, Florida, and her fearless patient Susan with our podcast, Open Wide, Unfiltered Opinions between a dentist and her patient. Over the past 25 years or so, I've been sitting in a little room talking to myself all day, and I've gained a lot of wisdom through that process, which I want to share with you. We hope our podcast casts optimism and fearlessness to you so you can rise to the top, stay at the top, and dream bigger than you've ever imagined. So for today's soup du jour, Susan, we have, drumroll please, thunder playing in the background, maybe some Metallica music also.
Or Ozzy Osbourne in
Ozzy.
honor of Ozzy.
Yes, and maybe Hulk Hogan tearing his shirt off. Stop repeating that story in your head that does not serve you. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, yes. I'll never have enough money because things don't go well for me because I'll never find the relationship of my dreams because I'm fat and ugly and nobody wants me. I'm stupid. I'll never have money because I don't have anything to give the world because we have all been there. I've certainly said those things to myself over the years, not anymore because I think I've gotten a little wiser. But yeah, do you have any current records that play in your head that you can think of, or that
I have some observations though in other people.
Oh,
so for example, I have a girlfriend who is divorced. She's been 20 years divorced from her previous husband. She hasn't remarried, and the divorce was contentious, and she has every right to be mad as hell because it was a really bad situation for her. But it was 20 years ago, and literally 20 years later, every single conversation you have with her is about him or the divorce. And I don't understand why she keeps him living in her head rent-free. I don't really know her well enough to say, you need to get into a therapist or a psychiatrist to figure this out because it's not good. It's not good for her. And frankly, I have to listen to it too. But it's 20 years of that same thing playing over in her head. He did this, he did that, he is this, he is that. And so I feel really, really sorry for her. But that's an example of what we're talking about here is that just keeps playing over and over again. And you keep repeating it to other people. I have another story. Or tell yours next.
No, go.
Well, and then so on the same vein, I have this girlfriend who is 100% focused on weight. Everything is about your weight, her weight, my weight, his weight, how much things weigh. And it's just obnoxious. So I don't even want to go have dinner with her anymore. You can imagine what that's like, right? How many calories in that? No, we're not going to have the bread. Well, I kind of wanted a piece. So you know what I mean? It's like always everything is about how much everything. And you know where it comes from. By the way, she's in her 6th decade. So this has been going on. This thing's been playing in her head for a long, long time. And you know where it comes from? A critical mother who, when she was growing up, measured everything, measured her waist, measured her arms, made sure everything was portioned out. And so that is stuck in her head, that song or that story about who she is and what she has to be focused on for 60 years.
And imagine what that does, how much A, space that takes up in your head, and B, how that affects your body.
Yeah.
To carry that baggage around. And every time your eyes open in the morning, ping.
Yeah.
It's playing.
Right. And then what it does to your friendships, like I won't go have dinner with her anymore because it's too fraught with how many calories is this? Don't eat that. And like, forget it. I want to have it to be more of a pleasant experience without the issue weighing on us, if you will. Yeah.
Are you weighing in?
I'm weighing in on that subject. Yeah.
Okay. So interesting. I have noticed over the years, just a personal testimony here, when I have friends that are repeating the same thing over and over and over, be it their weight, be it their dating, be it their husband, being their ex-husband, being their whatever it is, I tend to kind of disappear from the friendship. I mean, I'll say, yeah, from a friendship.
Okay.
I can't surround myself, personal confession time for Dr. Jenny, I can't surround myself with people. Not if you're repeating it, a year or whatever, but if it's 5 years into our friendship and we're talking about the same thing, I gotta kind of exit stage left because I don't live my life like that. I
Yeah.
don't want to live my life like that.
Yeah. So another example I have is a friend who had a very successful career. She's now retired. But she will go on and on and on about the years that she spent in South America running this and that and this and that. And it's very illustrious and a very beautiful experience that she had. But like, we've been your friends for a long time. We've heard this story a million times. You don't have to keep repeating it.
Right.
So what does that play into? What kind of a need does that play into, that I was something once and I'm now not anymore because I'm retired? I don't really know the psychology behind it, but it plays into what you were just saying. Yeah, I don't but I can't, like, these aren't people that I want to give up their friendship. I mean, there's many more good things besides these stories I'm telling you now, but it just it's mind-boggling to me.
I think that these stories that we tell ourselves from our childhood wounds, I think they're security blankets. I
Okay.
think it's something that we easily latch onto. It's something that's so well ingrained in our heads. It's
Yeah.
easier to stay stuck in the story that's not serving you or whatever than it is to move the needle out of that rut on the record and play something new. It's easier to stay in the rut and keep repeating the
I
story.
guess. I mean, it's got to have some psychic benefit. Otherwise, why would you keep doing it? I agree. There's got to be a reason that this keeps playing over and over again.
And I'm not a shrink, I'm a dentist, but I'm thinking it's just an easy thought pattern to go back into.
Yeah.
That's my guess. As a dentist, though, Susan, I'm going to bring this back around to your teeth,
Okay.
to your pearly whites. So you know how everybody should floss, right? And everybody has their reasoning for why they don't floss. It takes too much time. I think it's gross. I don't have any. I forget. I'm lazy. I just don't do it, whatever. And I had one person tell me, I got to get in the car. I got to go to Walgreens. I got to go get it. And then I got to go home. And then I know it's going to hurt. And then it's going to get stuck. And then it's going to bleed. And then I'm thinking to myself, holy cow, you've gone through 85 steps to flossing your teeth. I don't think anybody's ever done that with me before. Anyway, so people don't floss their teeth. Okay. Then something happens to the tooth. So you've got the record playing of why you don't floss. That's one record. And then something happens to the tooth. So then you start playing the record of, if I would have only kept that dental appointment, this wouldn't have happened to my tooth. If your tooth breaks or you have a tooth issue, if I would have kept the dental appointment, this wouldn't have happened to my tooth. If I would have listened to the hygienist and what she was telling me to do to be proactive, X, Y, and Z wouldn't have happened to my tooth. And then you start playing a personal narrative. I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? I know better. And you start beating yourself up. And that's another record that doesn't serve you. So what I've observed is, if you just take an ounce of prevention in the very beginning with your teeth, you should floss. So just do that. If you just do it, even a couple days a week, you're going to prevent yourself from having to play the narrative of, oh my goodness, I'm so stupid. Why didn't I listen to them? They told me to do that. I'm wrong. I'm bad. I always have teeth problems. And here I am, beating yourself up. I find that prevention kind of helps us stop playing these records in our head. And my example, of course, as a dentist, is teeth. What say you?
Well,
and your teeth.
Well, that would be true of pretty much anything, right? We all know we should do more cardio. We all know we shouldn't eat much red meat. We all know we shouldn't smoke cigarettes. We all know we shouldn't drink alcohol. I mean, whatever it is, you know that it's bad for your heart, bad for your liver, bad for your kidneys, bad for your teeth. And yet we do it anyway. And so I think it's just, you have to develop good early habits. And become aware of things. Now, as you reach middle age, you become much more aware of your health, for example, than you ever were in your 20s.
Yeah.
Because you realize that health is really the new wealth, right? If you have good health, then you've got it all. And you don't, at least for me, I didn't realize that until sort of I reached my 50s, 60s, that this was something that, I really need to pay closer attention to and take better care of. And so I guess the same could be said of my teeth as well, right? That you just learn that you must put preventive habits in place in order for you to stop or prevent problems of any sort, coming up.
And then, I think of children that are raised in an orphanage or children whose parents have passed and they didn't have anyone to guide them or to help them, or they couldn't afford dental floss. I mean, let's be honest. So they couldn't even afford a toothbrush. You know, how do you come from that situation and develop good habits? And I think in today's day and age, thank goodness there are things like podcasts, there's the internet, there's if people can have access to a computer and start reading and start learning, they can better themselves. So that's what calms me down off of that cliff, worrying about the people that don't have enough money to even afford a toothbrush or dental floss. But I think with access to the knowledge nowadays, everybody can choose to help themselves earlier on to hopefully help prevent issues that lead to these stories playing in your head about yourself,
Right.
that can help mitigate those stories.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I think. So, with all of this talk about the records going around, round, round in my head and how I need to mitigate that and what does it mean, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, I think it would be a wonderful time to have an icy cold beverage. I think that would help the records playing in my head. What do you say we take a quick stop for a quick beverage?
Okay, sounds great. Okay, so the drink of the podcast today is called Long in the Tooth, which we can tend to be, right? In honor of your dental career and background. But it's actually really called a Rob Roy. I renamed it to Long in the Tooth to keep with the theme for today. But my girlfriend's husband, who has listened to our podcast to provide a male's perspective, has offered many good suggestions, one of which was many of our drinks are female-oriented, and we really need a male-oriented drink.
Okay.
So this is in honor of Roy. It's called a Rob Roy. And what's in it? It's whiskey and 2 vermouths, both dry and sweet, and a little bit of bitters. And the things floating at the bottom are cherries, dried cherries.
It looks like, I think I told you this earlier, it looks like I need to sit by a fireplace and have a dog at my feet, and it needs to be snowing outside.
Yeah. This could be called Hair of the Dog, too. Or, yeah, it's very masculine. I don't know what to say about this. This is a whole lot of woo. This is a whole lot of man right here. Okay, and then I'm also do the tip of the day while I'm here. So I found this thing called Red Wine Stain Emergency Kit. And at first you would think it's when you spill red wine on your white tablecloth or your white blouse. But no, it's for your teeth.
Stop!
I'm not kidding. After you drink red wine, you put this on your teeth and it whitens them up again.
How fabulous is that?
Only for you.
And it's only for red wine. Would it help me with my Hair of the Dog or Rob Roy
it
or
may very well.
chest
Yeah.
hair?
It
My
probably-
chest hair drink?
It probably will, but it is billed as red wine
Oh, I love it.
stain remover.
Who makes that?
Wine Away. You know,
Wine
Wine
Away.
Away is that spray that you do. I had to use it just the other day on my white tablecloth, and it takes it out. You spray it on a tablecloth or something, and it takes out. But this is for the teeth. And
That's really
how clever are they?
good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's good.
Wine Away makes me think of a wine away, a wine away, a wine away, a wine away. Okay, we are back. And we're back in a big way because we're drinking a
Rob
stiff cocktail here. You know, the stories in our heads, I'm thinking not only take up space, not only affect us physically, but they probably come true, because if you repeat something to yourself a million zillion times, chances are it's gonna happen.
Well, we talked about this in our manifestation podcast, which I know we want to come back to and do another one that takes it deeper. But that's exactly the premise of manifestation. If you think about something and turn it over in your head over and over and over again, it's likely to come true. Now, we've talked about it in terms of good things coming true, but the opposite is true as well. Bad things can come true if you keep playing the story over and over and over, or the mantra over and over in your head.
I know, and it sort of reminds me of the importance of sitting down, quiet time, meditating, praying, whatever you prefer. It's so important because it just quiets your brain for a minute. It just quiets your brain. And no, listen, we're not asking people to go out and start running marathons and floss your teeth 3 times a day and whatever. Just start paying attention to yourself. Just start doing a little something that's good for you. Just start, and maybe you can avoid a record playing in your head that doesn't serve you.
So let me ask you this. You said earlier that you drop friendships that keep playing the same record over and over again, that you have to hear over and over again. They don't seem to do anything about it. Did you tell them, like, I'm dropping the friendship because you just keep saying the same thing over and over again? Or
Hold on, let me have another sip of that.
Rob
I need
Roy's.
some more hair
There
on
we
my
go.
chest. Okay, so confession time for Dr. Jenny. When I was in my 20s, no, I did not.
When you're in your 20s, no?
I did not. Well, no, I didn't say anything
Oh,
because
okay.
I didn't have the self-confidence. I didn't have the wherewithal. I would say once I got into my 40s, mid to late 40s, I could have an honest conversation with someone and say, not for nothing, I'm not trying to change anybody. I feel like everybody on this planet needs to have a good time. And, we're here for a short amount of time. So let's live our lives. And it's annoying me to no end when we get together. And it's not you, it's me. It's annoying me that when you talk about, the bad boss that you had for the past 5 years, I'm tired of it. And so I'm going to back off a little bit. I hope it doesn't disintegrate our friendship. But if it does, I get it. But I have to have the confidence that when I'm going into this little chit chat, the relationship might be there and it might not be there.
Yeah.
At the end of it. So you really have to, if you're going to go down that road, people don't want to be told, at least I don't want to be told, what I'm doing wrong. In dental school, somebody hovering over my shoulder, Jenny, you need to hold the drill like this. Jenny, okay, enough with dental school. When I graduated and people asked me, oh, do you want to go on for further education? Like, are you kidding me? Get me out and let me, be with people. So people in general, including me, I don't want to be told what to do. If you're going to have a conversation with somebody, you're basically saying, I don't like the way you're performing. And it's to the point where I'm kind of going to take a breather. The person may really be offended. Or on the flip side, they may say, a really evolved person, like if somebody critiques me now, I say, thank you. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I really do. I pay attention when somebody says to me a critique. I'm slurring my words, and I just had a miniature slip.
I
Sip.
should maybe try that technique because I haven't done that. I just feel like the of the 3 examples I gave you, which are the most noteworthy for me personally, I think that it's bubbling up from such a deep place that kind of nothing I'm going to say is going to help. This maybe is the story I'm playing in my head, and I should get rid of that. But I really feel like they need to talk to a professional about why is this bubbling up so long, so deep? Where is it coming from? But when it happens, I did figure out a technique to stop them. And if you drop something on the floor, that shows you have to bend down to pick it up. That stops the conversation and it stops the mind flow. And then when you get back up, you go, oh my God, I'm so sorry I dropped my pen. I'm so clumsy, blah, blah. And then you can take it and change the course of the conversation. So it's a little bit of a psychological technique I use in a kind of a passive aggressive way. I should probably be more overt about it like you are and just let them know, like, this is obnoxious. Stop it. It's not good for them and it's not good for us.
Another thing to take into consideration is where is the person in your little relationship world? How close are they to you? Yeah, like if the microphone here is the center of me, and then, the ring here, I forget all the planets, Mars, Saturn, whatever, like all those things, like the farther out they are in the friendship satellite astrological whatever that I'm trying to describe here, I wouldn't put that much energy into it. I would drop my pen.
Yeah.
I would drop my pen and order another drink and, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's that inner circle. It's somebody you really care about. It's somebody that you love and you would go to bat for them and take the bullet for them. Those are the people I think that deserve to have that
Yeah,
conversation.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be awkward or take an hour and a half. It's really kind of short, sweet, and simple. But again, it's taken me a lot of years to get to this point to be able to have it.
Yeah, except let me just make one point. I don't think it's short, sweet, and simple because if I said to this woman about her, the one who carries on about a divorce, which is clearly a raw, deep thing for her, I don't want to diminish what she's feeling. I don't want to poo-poo it. I just don't have the technique to try to get her to understand that she needs to talk to a professional about it and get it out of her head because it's taking up too much room. And it's taking up room in my ears. I have to listen to it. Let's start with that.
So, what was I going to say? I thought of something great and I just
there you go.
lost
Fell out of
it.
your head.
I just lost it.
That's okay.
I don't think it's your job to tell her, to fix her, to get her to the therapist.
Just keep dropping pens. Start with pens and go to like ham bones.
I
and
think
bricks.
No, I think when the waiter comes to take your drink when you're going out to dinner with her, and she sees that you order 6 gin and tonics, and she's having her glass of champagne. No, but I think for me, if I have someone tell me something about myself and they kind of back off, and I miss them, I'm going to take it to heart, and I want to be with my friend. So I'm going to take it to heart. The person cares about me. I don't feel that it's my responsibility to tell anyone they need therapy or to go call a shrink or, you've got something really wrong with you. I think my job as a friend is to say how it's affecting me. Just talk about me.
Okay, well,
not projected onto, let me give you a list of 6 shrinks with numbers, and this one's open till 4 today.
No, but I think if it's a good friend, it's nice to be able to say, here's some suggestions of things you might want to try, and names and numbers of people who are open until 4 o'clock. I mean, but you know what I mean? I just feel like that's the responsible thing to do. I don't know. I'll just keep dropping pens.
Well, and to be continued. And you know what? When I go out to dinner with Susan or lunch and she starts dropping pens, I'm going to say, talk to me. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on. Give me the deep down. So I think to wrap this podcast up, I think that as Susan is guzzling the chest hair drink, I think it's all about prevention, exercise, positive relationships, good food, good water, air purification, great sleep, keeping up with your medical and dental stuff annually. It's going to help your mind from spinning in these stories over and over. I mean, that's a part of it at least. And as we always say, dear listeners, let's all stick together, rise to the top together, stay at the top together. And when the records start playing, remember, we're in control and we can dream bigger than we've ever imagined. We love you guys. Thanks for listening. Give us a thumbs up and thank you for subscribing. And that's a record playing wrap. We thank you for listening and hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please share this show with friends and family and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This way, you'll never miss weekly drops. Stay strong, dream big, and floss your teeth.